So, what does fitness business success actually look like in 2020? The world has gone chaotic, the fitness industry is up in flames, and so a lot of things will have to change. And so, with this specific presentation, what I wanted to share with you is one specific thing, and that is that COVID 19 has actually exposed our industry. Yes, it's completely exposed the fitness industry, and because of that, things will have to change from here on going forward. There's actually three reasons that we are here. But first, before we get to that, here's a little bit of a gut punch. Now, just a precursor before I get into the specific presentation, if you get offended very, very easily and you don't want to deal with the facts of where we are in the fitness industry at the moment, then it would be better for you to actually switch off this video now and not watch the rest of this presentation. Now, with that small little warning out of the way, let's get started. Now, Corona didn't cause this. I see a lot of trainers talk about, it's Corona's fault that gyms are closing down. And yes, it did play a part. But all it has actually done is it has actually accelerated the inevitable. We have been messing around with our industry for a very long time. For more than a decade, I have watched how we have actually copied each other and actually made this industry a commodity. And that's what I want to share with you here today. You see, we did all of this. We caused this. Corona just accelerated and exposed us for what we have created ourselves. You see, here's the thing. I want us to take accountability, the same kind of accountability we expect our clients to take for our actions, okay? We expect our clients to take accountability for their actions, so it's time for us to actually take accountability for our actions and the role that we played in this specific situation. You see, if I shared this presentation with you in 2019, when everything was okay, when there was no even idea of a coronavirus or anything like that, there's a very, very good chance that you would not have even taken notice of this because you would have thought I was crazy. But I've been seeing this trend for a long time. I've been sharing this kind of message with a lot of my friends on a more private matter and a private kind of platform. But now I've decided to share it with you because you know what? At the end of the day, we have already been exposed, and fit pros who don't adapt will struggle to recover and possibly lose more than they think is even possible. Now that's a horrible thing to even think about, but it's the truth. A lot of people, a lot of gym owners, a lot of fit pros are going to lose everything because they might sit back and they won't see how they need to adapt. And it's unfortunate because there are so many great coaches that people need in these trying times. But if we sit back and we try and do things like we've always done it, then the industry is just going to be worse off than it already is based on current situations. Now, here's the trifecta. This is specifically what I wanted to share with you in this video, and it's called the trifecta. So number one is the number one asset. Now, when we talk in business, a lot of people talk about assets. You accumulate assets as things like houses and cars, depending on depreciation, all those kind of fancy talks people like to talk about. But the number one asset that a lot of people actually forget about is you and me. You are the number one asset in your own business. And when we get into this industry, fit pros, we just want to make a difference. And because we want to make a difference, we tend to be overworked and underpaid. Why? Because we give out free advice, we give out discounts, we do anything to help someone, and at the end of the day, 90% of fit pros quit in the first 2 years because they can't afford to pay the bills. We come from a place of wanting to make a difference, and so we overwork ourselves, we get underpaid, and most of us end up leaving the industry because of it. That is definitely not a way forward for us. And here's the thing, I believe, and we at FitProfit believe, that you should be paid well for changing someone's life. I mean, that's someone's life. You should be paid well for that. Then I want you to consider this. If you're bored, burnt out, or broken. Now, what I mean by broken is financially struggling, in your relationships you're struggling because of financial stress, you're working too hard, you're not spending any time at home or with family. That is what I mean by broken. Okay, if you're a broken trainer, you'll end up leaving the industry and despise everything about it. I know way too many trainers that have experienced this exact fate. Number two is the copy conundrum, and this is where the problem started for us in the fitness industry. Is like there are a lot of people out there selling templates and challenges, 28-day challenges, 6-week challenges. It's all over the place. It's become the norm in the industry doing a challenge, doing a 5-day challenge, doing a 28-day challenge, 6-week challenge. And because of this, everyone is copying everyone else. We're getting a template, we buy a template from someone else, some gym owner or some friend of ours, he shares his or her template, we follow the same template. I mean, you can even buy 365 days of social media posts that you can just put your logo on and you can share that. I mean, if everyone's sharing exact same information, what do you think starts happening? Well, firstly, we actually created the influencer economy. Look on Instagram, how many people that is an influencer, meaning that they stand with their skimpy outfits and their six-pack abs, and all they do is they talk about how great they are and how great, their body is, and because of that, they're giving out advice and they're selling products and programs. And us who are trainers who actually studied for this, who actually understand exercise science, we have to fight for scraps, fight against each other, while we have the influencers out there who don't know jack shit, to be honest with you, about fitness and exercise science, but they are making a ton of money. Because what we did is we create this whole fantasy concept of it's all about how you look. It's not about how you perform. It's not about how you feel. It's not about the long-term thing. It's all about the skimpy outfits and a six-pack ad. We kind of created that industry. And because of that, we opened the door for influencers to come in and take over. And because of all of this, we have created fitness as a commodity game, which means everyone is driving the prices down. And because everyone's copying everyone else, they created software and they created apps that they are making available for free. And so what starts to happen is people think, why do I need to pay for a trainer? I can just use software, I can just use a free app, and I can just follow some influencer doing some random exercises on Instagram. And so I don't need to pay for, a trainer. And guess what happens to you and I? We end up leaving the industry because we can't afford to pay our own bills. And the unfortunate thing is this: now I see the trend just shifting towards online training. Because this is happening with the coronavirus, everyone thinks the problem is that we can't train people in person. And yes, we can't train people in person because of the social distancing. But we are using these same problems, the templates, the challenges, all these things, and we're just shifting it to a new delivery model, which is online. Online training is just a way to deliver training. It is not the be-all and end-all. Everyone thinks online training is like the new thing. It's just a way to deliver, to make things a bit more convenient. But you still need to have the relationship. You still need to create an experience for your clients. And that actually leads me into this. Consider this. How much more would someone invest in a premium positioned experience, not a program, an experience versus yet another copied program or a challenge? Just think how much more someone would pay for an experience. From A to Z, taking them through an experience, a 3-dimensional mind, body, life, all these kind of things, instead of just doing another 6-week or 28-day challenge. Then number 3, and this is by far the biggest one, is the exposing the gap. We have absolutely zero emphasis on business when it comes to fitness professionals. There are great certifications out there with specialities on, how to do TRX, how to do boot camps, how to train elderly people, children, all these different things, but there are hardly any emphasis on business. And at the end of the day, you could be the best coach in the world. If no one knows about you, you don't know how to market yourself, and you don't know how to build a long-lasting business, you'll go to bed hungry. That is a fact. Number 2 is the random client getting methods. Marketers out there are absolutely taking advantage of fit pros and coaches and selling them random client getting methods. You can see it all the time. Get clients on Facebook, do this for leads, and do this and that, and do a 5-day challenge to get so many leads. That's not how you build a business. Just think about it. If you say to your client, listen, one day do this diet, the next day do that exercise program, and then 2 days after that change it to this, they're not going to get results. You know that. I know that. But yet we are doing the exact same thing with our businesses. You see, that's the difference between a fit pro versus fit profit. The whole thing is there. Those 2 extra words, or 2 or 3 extra letters at the end, the FIT changes that word from pro to profit. Now in business, if you were building a business, now you could be brand new to the industry, that is actually an advantage for you. If you've been in the industry for a while and you've tried to build a business and maybe you have a gym and you're feeling the pinch now, if you knew how to build a business properly, and I know this hurts if I say this, but if you knew how to build a business properly, you would actually have had 6 to 12 months of cash in reserve, profits that you made over time that you put away for, as they say, a rainy day. And what is this other than a completely rainy day? Now, here's the thing, your business, that's very, very important. Your business will fuel the future you want. So you have to learn how to build a proper business if you're going to last in this industry. So consider this. As I said earlier, we tell our clients to create habits and follow a consistent process to get results. Yet we use random and inconsistent actions and expect to build a successful fitness business. We've got to start practicing what we're preaching. So the question is, how do we actually fix this now? Well, it's pretty simple. If you look at the 3 areas, the trifecta, first we had, the number 1 asset, that is the coach. Then we had the copy conundrum, which is all based around the client. And then lastly was exposing the gap, and that's all based around the company. So for the coach, the end result that we want to do is we want to create freedom. Okay? With the client, what we want to do is we want to create an impact. We want to have a massive impact. And then lastly with a company, the focus is to have profit, because if you don't make any profit, you don't actually have a company or a business. So I want you to consider this. The impact you inspire will provide the profit you require to experience the freedom you desire. So if you want to have freedom, you need money and you need time. You need profit to actually do that. And then for you to make profit, you actually need to make an impact, meaning that you need to get real results for real people for a long-lasting way consistently. So here's the thing. We created the 6 pillars of FitProfit to actually fix those different problems. So we have the 3 categories that I just explained to you, but inside those 3 categories, we actually have the 6 pillars, and it's all based around this. Power, which is you as the trainer. And that is your personal power, your relationship, your mindset, your focus, your daily fire, getting ready for the day, being inspired to make a change, feeling fulfilled, having the freedom, those kind of things. Then the person, understanding exactly who the person is that you're working with. Everyone talks about avatars and niches, yet no one explains to you how to dive deep and how to actually uncover the problems, the pain points, and all these things of your clients. We do that. Okay, then the program. Now I say program here to just kind of fill up the P's, but it's more than a program, it's an experience, taking people through a complete experience. Then positioning meaning the marketing, putting yourself out there so that you're not just a copy of a copy, but putting a unique message out there that people can relate to, your specific person can relate to, that allows you to charge premium prices. Then persuade, meaning what is your selling system? How do you convert someone that comes in that really feels drawn into your message? How do you convert them from just a prospect into a client? There's a whole process, a sequence, and a system to that. We help you with that. And then lastly, like I said before, there's no business without a profit, and we help you with that as well, show you the different profit models. Now, due to the current chaos, we decided to make a shift. Originally, we were going to do the academy model by having different courses for each of those sections of the pillars. But you know what? These are trying times and a lot of fit pros are struggling. And so we wanted to make it as affordable and as easy as possible for them to not only survive during these times, but actually thrive. And so because of that, we created a completely new FitProfit process. And it works like this. Number 1, we're going to share with you the information. Number 2, we're going to do the implementation. Then number 3, which is the most important, we are going to have ignition in less than 90 days. Yes, that's the whole idea. Going from nothing to everything in place in less than 90 days. And that's why we decided to call it Firestarter, the FitProfit Firestarter program. And this is what you can expect in the program. A personalized mentorship with weekly coaching calls to keep you on track and to help you with any of your questions. A support group with accountability check-ins to give you that little kick in the ass that you normally give your clients. Then a premium and experience tailored to your demographic. That's taking you from a normal program to an experience that you're actually going to create for your clients. Then a marketing strategy and a blueprint so you can put yourself out there and you can position yourself as a premium offer. then the sales sequence and the system, how to convert those prospects into clients and actually tailor make it to your situation and what kind of person you are and your personality. Then we're going to share with you the profit model and the protocol, how to build a lean business that's not going to cost you a lot of money, but that makes you a lot of money. And it's, as they call it, a lean model with very few expenses and high profit margins. Then the resilient results roadmap, that is actually for you as a trainer, how you get your own fulfillment, your own personal life sorted, so you don't mess up relationships and you don't end up hating the industry because you don't have a personal life anymore. And we're going to build all of that in less than 90 days to not only last, but thrive. That's the most important thing. So you might be asking, listen, what if I'm a new trainer? Well, you have an amazing advantage because you don't have all these things that I've just shared that you've already experienced. You get to start from scratch and build an amazing business from day one. So you actually have a massive advantage. Now, what if you already have a business? Well, what's happened now has actually forced you to make a change. So you have to make a pivot. If you don't pivot, then you won't recover quickly enough. You can't literally sit back and wait. You're going to have to take it by the horns and you're going to have to make a change. It's the same as what you would say to a client that's overweight or who is obese. You are going to say to them, listen, you have to make the changes today. Otherwise, it might end up costing you your life, or this might end up costing your business if you don't make the changes now. So we're so confident that our personalized process will work for you that we actually offer a guarantee. Yes, we offer a Built to Thrive guarantee. And this is what it is. Follow the process, implement the strategies, and attend all the mentorship calls. If you feel we don't deliver on our promise, then we definitely don't want your money. Simply request a refund within 30 days, and we'll even let you keep the roadmap and action plans so you don't feel like it was a waste of your valuable time. This way you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So the experience we bring to the table here, because you might be wondering, this sounds great, but like what kind of experience do you even have? You're telling me all these things, but what kind of experience do you even have? Well, I am Stian Weideman. I am the founder and the lead trainer here at FitProfit. I'm going to take you through that 90-day mentorship. I've had a 14-year career in the industry. I was the first youth fitness specialist in South Africa. I was a strength and conditioning consultant for multiple sports teams, UJ's rugby under 19 team, the GTF taekwondo team that went to Toronto, Canada, as well as Greece. I was also for many high school teams, hockey, rugby, netball, all the different kind of things. I owned 3 different gyms that I started from scratch with very, very minimal fees or with minimal funding. Then I was the first Training for Warriors affiliate in Africa. If you don't know what Training for Warriors is, I would recommend going to trainingforwarriors.com. Martin Rooney is actually one of the top coaches in the world, and he has a great program. I wanted to see how affiliate structures work, and that's why I invested in that a couple of years ago. I've also had features in Men's Health Fitness for Him, Fighters Only, and Huisgenoot magazines. Some of my clients were featured in there because they lost over 100 kilograms. I was also a co-author in the National Youth Conditioning's Big Book of Programs. I was the only Mindset Performance Institute ambassador from Africa. I was also a feature presenter at the Mindset Performance Summit in New York. That was in 2015. And I was also the first international online coach hired by nerdfitness.com, who is actually rated on a regular basis as one of the top 10 blogs on fitness in the world. And I wanted to be part of this so that I can have a diverse kind of experience to see, the different things from affiliates to online coaching to mindset to fitness to youth to adults, all these kind of things, opening gyms, all the different things, so I can have a variety of experience. So what's the investment? I'm sure you're worrying now and you're kind of thinking, listen, this sounds amazing. This thing's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg. And these are tough times, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford it. So as I said earlier, we wanted to make this as affordable as possible. Just one more time, this is everything you're getting. Personalized mentorship with weekly coaching calls, support group with accountability check-ins, premium and experience tailored to your demographic, marketing strategy and a blueprint, sales sequence and system, profit model and protocol, resilient results roadmap, and the Built to Thrive guarantee. And we can do all this for you in 90 days for only 5,000 Rand. As simple as that. Only 5,000 Rand. We wanted to make as affordable as possible because we know time is a factor. The more you sit back and you wait for things to get better, the more they will get worse. Once again, if someone is overweight, the last thing you are going to tell them is to sit back and wait. Now, this is our situation to actually take it by the horns and do what needs to be done. The 3 reasons we're doing it this way for you now is, 1, we obviously considered the current chaos and we wanted to help out because we know a lot of trainers are going to be in trouble if they don't make the changes now. Number 2 is we want you to be a case study. So when we launched the academy the way we wanted to launch it originally, before this whole chaos hit, we want to actually share lots and lots of case studies. So we want you to be one of our best case studies. And we also believe that once you see the value we bring to the table, you will continue working with us going forward. So just one question: where else can you learn to start a fitness business for only 5,000 Rand? Something to consider. So what do you need to do next? Well, it's quite simple. All you have to do is go here, apply at fitprofit.co.za/apply. If you even go to the website, you will see there's a apply now button. One final question before we end this presentation. Are you truly passionate about coaching and feel it's your calling to change lives? If you don't, and it's just something you're doing now because it's a spur of the moment kind of thing, that's great. We've all been there. We've all tried these things out. Then this program is not for you. We want dedicated coaches who actually want to change lives. If that is you, then go to fitprofit.co.za and apply. Because the final thing here is people now need superheroes, that great coaches that rise them up during this time of chaos, that takes the anxiety away, that helps them be positive and feel inspired. They need superheroes now more than ever. So if that is you and you feel pumped about this and you actually want to build a thriving fitness business, but at the same time help people through these very, very difficult times, head over to fitprofit.co.za and apply now.